Let's talk about Trump. When I simply wanted to create a platform to talk about politics in a healthy way across various social media platforms, I was immediately labeled MAGA. I was labeled a crazy right wing conservative. People immediately got defensive. But the only thing they got defensive about was Trump. Now, my candidate was RFK. That's who I wanted to vote for. So when he opted out and decided to join Trump because he would have an opportunity to make America healthy again, I said, okay, by proxy of RFK, Trump is going to be the person that I vote for. And only because the policies of the last 4 years and 12 out of 16 years have led us to this point now where you're no longer able to have a healthy conversation with someone if you oppose their views. You are no longer able to question things, to be critical of things. We see that the economy is worse than it's ever been, at least for some people, at least for the middle class, the upper class, the working class. It's been harder and harder and harder to keep up. I talked to so many families, so many people saying that they work 2 or 3 jobs. That's the common answer I get. How's it going? Oh, I'm crazy tired. I work 2 or 3 jobs. Our family dynamics have completely changed where now instead of you getting excited about people coming over your house, you're getting offended. And I'm not saying that's the fault of the presidency, but the federal government sends a message, sends a spirit of governance into the land. And when you have very loose policies regarding the border, regarding safety, regarding spending, things get out of control. Now, I'm very thankful to be in a blue state, in a blue city. But very extreme liberalism, that is actually not liberalism at all, has actually taken over and left us former Democrats behind to the point where now I'm an independent. And I have to look at policies and I have to look at individuals and their track record and what they've been able to do. I didn't like how we didn't have a speed primary for the Democratic nominee. We bypassed democracy and just appointed somebody as the candidate. And I like Kamala, and I think she's fun, and I think she can get things done. I just think we didn't have enough time to really vet her experience and what she's been able to do because she's been in a VP role for the last 4 years. We haven't really seen what she's able to do. The only thing that I've heard of what she's been able to do in California, which was lock up the record number of colored folks that the state has ever seen, black and brown people. Now, of course, that's going to be hyperbole and probably not the truth. But when you look at a state like California and you see the state that it's in, you see the rampant homelessness, the crime, the theft, the laws that were passed to basically get people out of jail, no problem, 5-time, 6-time offenders. If you're a father and you have a family, you have to look at those policies and say, this doesn't work for the betterment of society. It works for a fringe case, for a fringe amount of cases where people have been wrongly convicted or they've been maliciously prosecuted. In fact, there's people right now that were dope dealers and sold weed, and they're still locked up. Even though there's tons and tons of companies making millions of dollars selling marijuana, selling products, selling cannabis, selling all this THC stuff. And we still have people locked up for this. This makes no sense. We have the strictest gun laws, some of the most strict gun laws in Illinois. Yet we have murder after murder after murder and gun violence after gun violence after gun violence. We have all these issues, yet we have these strict laws. So does it really work? Or is it time to innovate? Isn't it time to innovate our policing strategies? Is it time to develop new technologies which allow you to apprehend suspects without actually harming them? Using drones, using some type of technology that disables weapons, that strips metal objects out of a car or disarms them somehow. Like, we need to advance our technology so that we can be more humane. Even things like abortion.